Hello, everybody. So this is today's diagram or picture. It's not really a photograph, it's more of a cartoon, isn't it, I guess? So today we're reading something about emotional intelligence, and it's on the fastcompany.com website. FC normally is their sort of logo. Let's click over. So this is their article here. It's written by Harvey Diesendorf. That's how I would pronounce this name here. So this is, I think Harvey sounds like quite a British name, I think. And the second name here of this writer, or the article writer, or journalist, sounds very German. Diesendorf, that's how I would pronounce that. So the title is Why Emotional Intelligence is Key to Developing Powerful Teams. Right, okay. So Giuseppe, are you okay reading the first little bit?
Yeah,
Read as much as you fancy.
yeah, but I think Elena has to go
Okay.
in 40 minutes, so I
You you
I
defer
I
to
think
her.
yeah, I think it is better if she
Okay,
reads first,
that's
so
very
no
good of you,
problem for me.
Giuseppe.
Yeah,
It's very gentlemanly.
Thank you. Ladies first.
Well, there's two ladies here. Okay,
yeah, ladies
carry on.
first.
Okay, over to you, Elena. Your go.
Okay. In our fast, connected world, the success of organizations depends not only on sound strategy and technical ability, but on the strength of the human dynamics behind everything. Humans need emotional intelligence to work together successfully. It's the social lubricant that helps individuals operate more effectively in adverse situations and also helps members of teams understand each other better and work more cohesively as a unit. The key components of emotional intelligence are self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. These all factors into helping individuals overcome and navigate social complexities and build strong relationships with diverse groups of people, which facilitates stronger collaboration in the workplace. Emotional intelligence complements and supports cognitive intelligence, enabling team members to work together more smoothly and cooperatively. It's what allows team members to build trust and cohesion, without which even the smartest, most skilled teams will struggle to be effective. I delve into this in Emotional Intelligence Game Strangers 101 Simple Ways to Win at Work plus Life.
Yes, very good. Very good reading. Very good reading.
Thank you.
Any tricky bits there that you want to go back over again? Any words you didn't understand? Or you want to practice the pronunciation?
Strength.
Strength.
Yes, strength.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty. Oh, with the plural, an S on the end, is it? So, strength. Is that the word there?
Yes,
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. There's just one vowel in it right there, but yeah, I think you're saying it pretty well. Strength, strength. Do you want to practice it a couple more times? Strength.
Strength. Strength.
Yeah. I think the R's a bit heavy. I think. I know while you were reading the other parts, the rest of this article, your THs were missing a little bit. They were coming out as different sounds. You weren't quite saying that right. But it sounds pretty good here when you're saying it. So strength,
Strength.
strength.
Strength. Strength. First time was better.
Yeah, you're
First time
often that's how it is.
was
So instinctively, you sometimes were better than when we sort of emotionally we're better at doing it than when we sort of engage our brains. When our brains get involved, sometimes that sort of knocks us off balance. So I think you were doing quite well, really, to be honest. We'll leave it for the moment and come back to it. Any other words? Any other words you want to go back to? There was a couple there I noticed.
Self-awareness. It's the second paragraph.
Health awareness, did you say?
Yes,
Oh,
self-awareness.
self-awareness. Yeah.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, that's it's pretty good. Self-awareness. It's just the
Awareness.
awareness bit, is it, you think? Awareness.
Silent sounds as usual. Self-awareness.
Um, I think, well, we are saying where in the middle. Where. As you know, there's a warehouse where you store things, but obviously not a warehouse. This is just the same sound at the beginning. Can you say where for me? Where?
Where?
It's a bit like you're making a V sound at the beginning a little bit. So it's lips together like you're kissing somebody and wh, then open your mouth to get the W sound. Wh, wh, awareness, awareness, or aware,
Awareness. Awareness.
where. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe, yes, it's aware is probably a good way to start, isn't it? So aware, aware.
Where?
Okay. Try and put an A in front of it. So aware, aware.
Aware.
It's more of an You're saying air. It's more
Aware.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's it. Aware, aware.
aware. Aware.
Sometimes you're flipping back to the V again here with the W. You're making a V sound with the W is. So it's lips together, like you make a little circle. Put your lips together like you're kissing someone on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
You got a
And
little circle, a little hole between your lips. You perhaps
awareness.
stick a pencil through it to touch your teeth, maybe. So the air can blow out, a little hole between your lips, like you're whistling maybe through your lips. But aware, aware.
Where? Where?
Yeah,
Where?
the first one was like a W, the second one was a bit like a V. But that's you're getting it, you're getting it. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Awareness, aware.
Awareness. Awareness.
Yeah, you're getting it, you're getting it. Yeah, so that's pretty good, I think. I think it's getting that to the V, making moving away from the V sound where the W is. It's very tricky for some people to stop making a V sound.
Mm-hmm.
But they are different. They're completely different, really. Um, Sounds pretty good. So let's just go back to maybe this one again. So strength, strength.
Strength. Strength. Strength.
Okay. So just listen to the sound for the moment. Strength, strength, strength. And just try to copy the sounds you're hearing. Strength. Do you want to give it a go?
Strength.
That's better. That's the best one. Yeah. Strength. And again, strength. You'll go.
Strength.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's pretty good. Let's leave that one for the moment. Let's go back to the awareness one and put the self in front of it this time. So self-awareness. You'll go. Self-awareness.
Self-awareness.
Yeah, that sounds quite good. Yeah, that's quite good. Your V, your VW was all in the middle that time, sort of half and half. But you're getting there. That sounds quite clear, I think. There was another W word, this one up here. Let's go for this one. So this is world. World.
World. World.
Oh, that was quite good. World. And again, world.
World.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. I think I like that one. So there's lots of, it's quite a tricky word, I think, for a lot of people, world, and it's not just you. So that's obviously that's really spelt there. But if I was going to spell it, I would say start with the W again. I can't rid of that. But then probably an E, were because there's more of an sound than an R maybe. Were I don't know. I suppose put an L than a D again, really, I suppose. That doesn't really help. So the O really, to my mind, or the O and the R together, sort of like an sound, really. I don't know if that helps, does it? So were D. That's sort of what I'm saying. World. World.
World. World.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, yeah, you're getting there. That's nice. Anything else you wanted to go back over again to double check before we forget, sort of thing? Any other words that were a bit tricky?
End of second paragraph with facilitates.
That sounds quite good. Yes, facilitates.
Mhm.
Facilitates. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's nice. Facilitates. Anything else?
Cohesion, third paragraph.
Yes.
Cohesion.
Well, it came up twice, so it's there where my cursor is, and down here, isn't it? So it's
Cohesively.
so it's basically the same word, but slightly different endings, isn't it? So let's do this one that you mentioned. Yeah. So cohesion. Do you know what it means? Cohesion.
No.
No. So it's the idea of things sort of stuck together but working together, I suppose. Things that are slightly separated but holding together firmly. That's the idea, really. So disparate parts coming together and working together and fitting together firmly and well. And the more cohesively they are, the more stuck together they are, the more they're working together. So cohesion, this one. Do you want to practice it a little bit? Cohesion?
Cohesion. Cohesion.
Oh, that's the better one. Cohesion. That's it. That's it. Let's quickly do this one. So it's basically the same meaning, but it's got the ly sort of ending, isn't it? And it's sieve as well, isn't it? So this is cohesively. Cohesively. Want to try that one?
Cohesively.
Cohesively.
Cohesively. Cohesively.
Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. Yes, cohesively. So we sort of say co, and there's a slight gap, I suppose, the syllable, isn't it? Then hesively. I think you've got it, really. That's it, cohesively. Do you want to jump down back to this one again? So this is cohesion. Do you want to do that one again?
Cohesion.
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 Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Anything else? There was a couple of other things. Maybe that word there.
Collaboration.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Generally, all of your most of when you're reading out, your R's are quite heavy when you're reading them out. But in English, they're often, you can hardly hear them sometimes. Or when an R is next to a vowel, as it is here, often it ends up with just saying, well, here I think it's what do we say here? Let me think. So collaboration. So we're sort of saying an or here, but it's so quiet you can't really hear the R, I would say, to my mind. So collaboration. Can you hear an R in that? There isn't really. It sort of vaguely is, but collaboration.
Collaboration.
Yeah, that's it really. Yeah, collaboration. But generally, a lot of your R's, and I said this before, I think that your R's are quite heavy. I think when you're saying them.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
so
but that's just how it is, isn't it? I know. And maybe this one, maybe that one. No, I know.
empathy.
And again,
Empathy.
I think you're putting I think you're putting an H in
Empathy.
there. So yeah, and again, I think you have it. Yeah,
Empathy.
that's it. Yes, empathy. That's it. Empathy. So what's the difference between this word and sympathy? So there's another word, sympathy, which is similar, and this word's empathy. But what's the difference? He says, pretending he knew what the difference was.
Yes, empathy, if you feel sorry about somebody or
Kind
people,
of, but slightly different.
it's a more heartless.
More heartless.
No, less heartless, more heart.
More heartfelt, you think
Yes.
maybe more. Okay, let's go to the dictionary. Here's
Mhm.
the dictionary. We've got cruciferous, is that? I think yes. Cruciferous, isn't it? I'm not quite sure why that's there. It means sort of like cross-shaped, doesn't it? I think so. Empathy. Let's listen to how they say it. Empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah. So empathy is the ability to share another person's feelings and emotions as if they were your own. And it doesn't really ever mention sympathy. So it's understanding, feeling, appreciation, compassion, and then more synonyms. So whereas with sympathy, with empathy, it's feeling the other person's emotions. Whereas with sympathy, you're not feeling them, but you're understanding them. So there's a slight difference. Sympathy and empathy. Empathy is having their emotions, feeling them. So the ability to share another person's feelings. That's the difference. Whereas sympathy is understanding them and knowing where they are, sort of thing, but not having those emotions. Okay. So do you want to say the word again? So this one?
Empathy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes. Empathy. That's right. Anything else? I'm just thinking there was a couple of other things. I'm struggling to think what they are now. Maybe
Sorry.
it's, yes, go on.
Please come in. Yes, come into the garden. So problem. Sorry, I have to.
You have to go.
Yes, my neighbors.
Okay, that's okay. We'll see you next time then.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank
See you
you.
next time.
Nice
Bye bye.
evening. Bye.
Bye bye. Does anybody else have any questions about this little thing we've just read out here? Anything that anyone else wants to get clarify on it, or get clarification on anything? I remember the word components, but I can't see it there now. But maybe I mistook complements for components. What does? Oh, there is. There's components. So I think the word components didn't sound quite right when I heard it. So that's components. Components. And this word down here, which I thought it maybe was actually the word I was looking for. This is complements. Complements. So that sentence there reads, whoops, oh, I'm stuck now. So emotional intelligence complements and supports cognitive intelligence. So what does that sentence mean, you guys? So there's just 3 of us left now. So what does that sentence mean where it says one thing complements and supports the other thing? What does that mean? So this is a chance for you to practice your English conversation, you could say, and also your comprehension. So do you understand it? Can you explain it? Over to you guys. So it could be Paula or Giuseppe.
I have difficulty to express my my ideas in English,
Oh,
but
well, give it a go. Give it
I
a go. Do your best, and we'll see
yeah,
how we get on.
I think that in our brain, our things, our brain needed to have. I think the complements in this. I don't know sentido because to help we need to have emotional intelligence
Mm-hmm.
to help our cognitive intelligence. I think it's there is a correlação. I will open my dictionary
Hmm.
only correlação. Correlação. Correlation.
Correlation. Okay.
Yes, I think we need to have the emotional intelligence to help our brain, and we be able to to do good things. I have difficulty.
No, you've done very
I
well.
don't know
You've done well.
I'm
So
sorry.
you're putting this sentence in other words, basically. So you're saying helps our brains. That's it, really. Yes, that's really what this sentence is saying. So you put it in other words, I would suggest. That's it. That's
Mhm.
good. So Giuseppe, do you have any comments about that at all?
Yeah, I think emotional intelligence is kind of not only integration of cognitive intelligence, but also helps that intelligence to work properly or completely or better. So mm, I think it is a functional integration, if I
Wow.
express my idea of this
Yes.
line.
That's very well put, yes. So one helps the other to function. And I suppose it's perhaps the emotional intelligence helps the cognitive intelligence to work, and the other way around. I perhaps imagine that the cognitive part of us helps the emotional part of us to work too. Sometimes we have to logically think through our emotions and perhaps take charge of them. Emotions sort of take charge of us to some degree. We get angry about something and it just controls us. So, but with our thinking brain, our cognitive brain, that sort of says, okay, you take control and make conscious decisions about things to control your intelligence. And sometimes I guess it's the other way around, that our emotions control our intelligence. Yes, that's really well put. Giuseppe, I like that. Very, very good. Okay, let's scroll on then. So Giuseppe, is it okay if Paula goes ahead of you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So Elena read up to here, where my cursor is. So I'll just read this line here. And it says, here are 5 emotional intelligence game changers that influence a team's performance. And so I guess that's what the article is going to list. And there's a big FC. So FC is actually the logo of the website that we're looking at. This is Fast Company. Let's scroll further down then. So are you still with us, Paula? I just heard the sound of the door going, and I think that maybe that was Paula leaving, I think. Hopefully she'll come back if she can. Are you still with us, Giuseppe?
Yeah, I am here.
Okay. So I think Paula has left, I'm sorry to say. Unless you're there, Paula.
Sorry, repeat. I don't understand.
Oh, Paula. Oh, I heard the door going, so I thought someone had left. So I made a mistake. Do you fancy reading the bit on that's on the screen now, Paula? Just do as much as you can or as little as you can, and then I'll get an idea.
I can start on subscribe,
You can
or
start up there if you want. I was going to think start here, really. If that's
okay.
okay. Long
This,
words.
okay. I will. I don't know if it's correct, but
Just give it a
it's the
go.
new
Just
word
do your
for me.
best. Just do
Okay.
your best.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
I think when balanced communication, without effective communication, all teams will struggle to build a maintain momentum. Emotional intelligence helps team build clarity, openness, and the ability to work with varied ideas from individual team members. without divisiveness and conflict. By building two-way open communication, team members can focus on their tasks without getting bogged down in misunderstandings and one-upmanship. Team members can freely share their ideas without fear of being judged or misunderstood. Emotional intelligence is the catalyst for psychological safety in teams. According to the Debbie Mono, who is the managing director of Genos North America.
Yes, I thought that was quite good.
Sorry.
Yes, hold on, that was very good. I thought, well, quite good. Yeah, there's a few little bits, but I could understand what you were saying. I could understand that. That was good. It's a bit of a difficult one as well because there are sort of long words like this one here, sort of tricky words. We don't often use this word, I would say, I guess, a great deal in English. Let me just read the whole thing through. So if I just read from all that bit there down to there, roughly speaking, and then you can ask me some questions if you want. So I'll read this bit that you just read. Here we go. So from the top then. Enhanced communication. So enhanced. So when we say enhanced, it means perhaps improved or added to communication or bettered communication or better communication perhaps. So then it starts on the line below, it says, without effective communication, all teams will struggle to build and maintain momentum. Emotional intelligence helps teams build clarity, openness, and the ability to work with varying ideas from individual team members without divisiveness and conflict. So any words you want to practice there that I just went through or we just went through? Paula, any particular words?
If there is in a particular word that
Yes, any particular words, maybe enhanced
yes,
or without.
Enhanced, I understood that the same improve or improve the
Yes.
communication. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the divisiveness? Yes.
So
Yes.
this is divisiveness. So if you divide, you cut it up, you break things up. So if you break up a relationship, it's people not being able to communicate very well with each other or not working together. So this is what it's about really. So, and divisiveness is just a few extra endings on the end of the word. So it's basically about disagreements and breaking up a team. But the thing here is they're saying without divisiveness. So they're sort of saying this is sort of stopping divisiveness, or it's not causing divisiveness. So it's putting things together. It's not breaking them up. Bit confusing, I guess. Yeah, so divisiveness. We don't use it a great deal, this word. Another word I noticed was this one here. So varying Varying. Do you want to just say that a little bit? Practice that one. Varying.
Varying.
Varying. And again.
Varying.
Yeah, that's it. So
Varying.
when I get to the Y, I'm sort of saying, making like an E sound. I'm saying varying, varying. Can you try make these like an E
Varying.
sound there? So varying, varying.
Varying.
Yeah, that's getting there. That's getting it. So I'll say the whole thing again. Varying, varying.
Varying. Varying.
Yeah, that's it. And a bit faster. So varying, varying.
Varying. Mhm.
Okay, we'll leave that one maybe. Go back to the very first word. So with the H,
Mhm.
we sometimes the H is silent, but most of the time, a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, we pronounce it as something like a like a breathing sound, like a heavy breathing, like that sort of a sound.
Mhm.
So here, this word is enhanced, basically, enhanced, enhanced. Yeah.
Enhance.
So I think when you said this word, it didn't sound quite right, and it was the H, I think. So you just say the word again for me. So enhanced. Your go. Enhanced.
Enhance.
Yeah. That's pretty.
Enhance.
And it's not ed because you're
Mhm.
saying I think it's saying something like enhanced. It's not
Mhm.
quite that. It's enhanced. Enhanced.
Enhance.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Enhance.
there's about 3 different ways the ED gets pronounced, or 4 maybe.
Mhm.
One is one is ed. Sometimes it just comes like a duh, and sometimes it comes out just like a tuh.
Mhm.
And I think this is one of those cases, enhanced. So I suppose it's a T sound, I suppose, enhanced.
Enhanced.
You're saying you enhanced. Not actually enhanced. It's enhanced.
Enhanced.
Yes. Yeah.
En-
So although it's
I-
ED,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, it gets pronounced like a t in this case. Enhanced. Enhanced.
Enhanced.
There's no
Enhanced.
enhanced. There's nothing like that really. I'm sorry. It's a bit tricky.
Enhanced.
So as I was saying, there's 3 ways the ED gets pronounced. Or sorry, I should say 4 ways. One of
Mhm.
them is the t. T.
T-
And this
t-
is how it gets pronounced here. So there's no ED at all. It's just enhanced. Enhanced. Like that.
Enhanced.
Yeah, I'm overdoing it a little bit, so don't copy me too much. Let me say the whole thing properly. Let me say both of these words. So enhanced communication, enhanced
Enhanced
communication.
communication. Mhm. Enhanced communication.
Yeah, that sounds quite good. Yeah, you've really got it there. Yes. There is a rule that says whatever that letter there is, it sort of decides which way you pronounce the ed. And as I said, there's 3 or 4 different ways of saying make the ed sound. One of them is ed, just as it's written, really. But a lot of the time, it's either t or duh as well. They're the other possibilities.
Mhm.
But it depends on the letter that's there. So there are some rules that are written down. I can never remember the rules. If it's an R, maybe it's a t sound as well. I can't remember, but there we go. So are any other words you want to go back over again that you were particularly tricky? So we've had a look at a
Uh,
couple.
on the second part, bogged, I don't know, in the
Yes.
second part in the second line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bo-
So this one is bogged. Bogged.
bo-
So this is a duh. This is an ed again. This time it's a duh sound, I guess, or bogged. Is that ed?
Bogged.
Yeah. You're saying let's put it into the dictionary. Listen to the dictionary. Let's see. Let's get some help from the guys in the dictionary. So how do they say it? So they have a little symbol here I can hit, and we can hear how they say it. So bogged. I would say bogged. Oh, bog. The ED is missing.
bog,
Yeah, so bog. So a bog is a bit like a marsh, very wet ground. But often we talk about if you're in a difficult situation and you can't sort it out, perhaps at work, we might say you're bogged down. We might talk about being bogged down. You're not in a marshland, but it's just a situation. So they don't seem to have bogged. Never mind, they do. Okay. Let's go to bog. Also, a bog can mean toilet as well. Oh, here we go. Here's bogged. Let's listen to their bogged.
bogged,
Yeah, bogged. Bogged.
bogged,
Yeah, so
Bogged.
can you say it a bit louder for me, Paula?
Bogged.
So listen again.
bogged,
Bogged.
Bogged.
And again, a bit louder.
Bogged.
Bogged. Bit louder, Paula?
Bogged.
Yeah, you're saying the same thing you said when you read it out, and that's not quite how it's said. So it's all about the ED ending. So don't look at the words for the moment. Just look at this brain picture. Look at the brain for the picture for the moment, and just try to copy the sound you hear me saying. I'm going to say the word. Don't think about how it's written. Just try to copy the sounds I'm going to make. So, bogged, bogged,
Bogged. Bogged.
almost, bogged, bogged.
Bogged.
Maybe a bit better. So maybe just bog for the moment. Just say bog, bog,
Bog.
and again,
Bog.
yeah, and then so bog, bog, bogged, bogged. You'll go.
Bog. Bogged.
Yeah, I think you'll get it eventually. You'll get it eventually. Okay. So one more word you want to practice, maybe? I think maybe that one there, if I had to give you one.
Okay. Ginged. I don't know.
So we say this word as is an ED again, isn't it? So judged, judged.
Judged. Judged.
Try to listen to the sound. You're looking at the words on the screen. Perhaps close your eyes and just think of beautiful countryside, but try to copy the sounds you hear me saying. Don't think about the spelling and to say, oh, the ED is said this way. No, just copy the sounds. If I made a w sound, I bet you could probably copy me. So try to copy me if I say judged, judged, if you can.
Judged.
Okay, we'll miss off the D at the end, and so it's just judge, judge.
Judge. Judge.
Again, judge.
Judge.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. And the ED on the end makes it judged, judged. You'll go.
Judged.
Oh, that's
Judge.
better. That last one, the first one there, it was the best one, I think. That was good. Once more, so judged, judged. You'll go.
Judged. Judged.
You're going to get there. You're going to get there. You're going to get there. Okay. You've done very well. You've done very well. Okay. So it's over to Giuseppe now, I think. So Giuseppe, do you have any questions about this little bit here we've read out? Any comments? Or
No,
anything else?
maybe there are interesting words and maybe words I don't use daily, but yeah,
Yes.
they are. I was thinking about the meaning of divisiveness and division, so I was trying to make some examples in my mind
Yes.
using divisiveness and division. So, but you mentioned agreement or disagreement, and that clarified me a lot about the use. And
We're hearing a lot about divisiveness at the moment in politics.
Mhm.
So if we think about perhaps American politics is fairly divisive at the moment, and there's a lot of divisiveness in America. So the two halves or the two parties seem to be fighting each other very, very strongly, mainly basically with words, isn't it? And court orders, that sort of thing, legal stuff in America. So you might talk about politics as being divisive, or you might be in a particularly divisive situation where emotions were quite high. Sometimes about emotions being high or very strong.
Yeah.
But here, of course, they're saying with emotional intelligence, the idea is working together without divisiveness.
Mhm.
But of course, when you add divisiveness, it makes it a little bit more. I suppose we really enjoy our emotions for the most part, and divisiveness can somehow add something to our emotions. So it's great watching divisiveness on television, but experiencing it yourself is not quite so much fun. Yeah, good point there. And so bogged is a very, very old word, I think. It comes from bog. Bog, as I said, is basically a marshland, the grounds, a lot of is very watery. You put your foot, you stand on boggy land, and your foot might sink down a few inches or a foot, or the water may come up your leg a little bit. But bog can also mean toilet as well. It's a slightly sort of common way of talking about the toilet. You might go to the toilet, you might say, I'm just going to the bog. It's slightly, it's not so much rude, but it's rather common, I would suggest.
Mm.
If I was talking to the King of England, I wouldn't be saying, I'm just going to the bog. Okay. So,
And yeah, on the same line, we have one-upmanship.
yes,
And
yes, that's a very good one. Yes, one-upmanship. So this is about it's not quite divisiveness, but it's having a colleague at work perhaps, and you want to appear to be better than them, and so you may give your boss an apple, and maybe the next week your colleague gives them a packet of apples, and so they have practiced one-upmanship on you. Obviously, giving apples is a bit pathetic. You might give that to a teacher, maybe, if you're a schoolboy and gave it to a teacher. So you might do something especially clever at work, and that way appear better than your other colleagues, and that's one-upmanship, doing something quite clever. But one-upmanship is slightly sort of being a bit tricky and a bit naughty. Not exactly naughty, but quite politically very clever. Being something quite clever, and maybe it being slightly. I've just looked up here. So, the technique or practice of gaining advantage or feeling of superiority over another person, the one-upmanship of who can get the best presents. I said presents, yes. And they're saying it's informal. Okay. They don't give us any synonyms there that I can see. So, yeah, the feeling of being superior. Okay. Okay, so it's over to you for your little reading, Giuseppe.
Yeah. Okay. Building trust and camaraderie. Teams work best when members feel a sense of deep connection with each other. It makes them identify and feel pride for being part of the group. Instead of competing with one another, members support and help strengthen each other's skills and abilities. This leads to mutual respect and feelings. Emotional intelligence breaks down barriers and supports team members in reaching a place where they feel this way. Expressing feelings in the right place and time and encouraging others to express themselves leads to authentic, trusted communication and team cohesion, Munoz says. Increase engagement and motivation. Emotional intelligence is crucial in helping team members build enthusiasm and interdependence with each other. When team members feel a sense of pride for what they achieve, they have the drive to achieve beyond their present level, building increasing momentum. This builds a strong understanding of and belief in the ability of the team to rise above and overcome challenges.
Japan to do the next one as well.
Okay, thank you.
Preventing
And resolving conflict. Differences and conflict are inevitable in any group setting where there are diverse viewpoints and personalities. But if members of the team possess a high level of emotional intelligence, they are better equipped to navigate past all the ego-driven issues and look for solutions.
Really, I've got nothing to say, really. That's fantastic. Very, very good. Great reading. I like the speed you're reading at. It's great. It's great. It's very easy to listen. I think it was very tempting to read very quickly because we want to get it over with, I suppose. But if people are listening, it's great if people talk slowly, especially when we're talking about a subject where we're trying to understand the matters are being discussed. So that's great reading. So anything you wanted to ask about that? There's very little for me to say, really.
No, about meaning not also particularly for me it was nice to read this paragraph because the subject is something that is very interesting to me, and yeah, it's the essence I tried to experience during my job. So I find myself in these lines and also the environment where I worked. So yeah.
Yes, good. Yes, working with others. Yeah, that's the tricky bit, isn't it? At the very bottom bit here, the very last line. Let's read the whole of that last line. So they're better equipped to navigate past all the ego-driven issues and look for solutions. So this idea of ego-driven issues, it's about people wanting to appear that they're correct or their idea was good and you should have copied my idea. So that's a fantastic phrase, ego-driven issues. Yeah. So that's just driven. I think you when you pronounce it, you was a little bit out of it, but
I mispronounced that
no
word.
problem.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I just love that phrase. There's so much in those three words. A lot of the pain at work and many other situations is in those three words. Fantastic. And up here somewhere, I can't think where it was now. The word was that one, and I think you know what I'm going to say. So you just missed off the H at the beginning.
Yeah.
So you
Hi.
said, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So my H is terrible anyway. So
Yeah, I think the journalist liked a lot the word momentum because
oh yes.
yeah, but it is nice and to know this synonym, and yeah.
So how would you explain the word momentum then? What does it mean, would you say?
I'd say also enthusiasm, or
Yeah, I suppose so.
maybe I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, also I was not good at in physics, but I remember the momentum in physics, so it was the kind of impulse, or the energy coming
Mm,
from something. So I'd say psychologically speaking, enthusiasm, maybe more
mm,
physically speaking,
yeah,
mm,
yeah, enthusiasm.
yeah, impulse.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I like that. That's very good. I like some of those words you're coming out with. So building increased momentum. Yeah, the idea of impulse, the idea to get things done, to achieve things, to work together to build something. Yeah, I like that. That's the idea, isn't it? So what would you say the opposite of momentum is then? What's an opposite or possible opposite of momentum? Maybe in
I'd s-
physics and in life.
yeah, I'd say kind of passive attitude,
Mm,
or
yes, yeah, I like
maybe
that.
mm,
Mm,
not making decisions, or
avoiding decisions. That's
yeah, avoiding. Yeah, yeah,
yes, yes. So when there's a good momentum, things happen, things get done, and when there isn't, they're not happening. Things aren't happening.
yeah,
And I think in physics, the opposite of momentum, you might say, is inertia.
yeah,
Inertia.
exactly.
And you could talk about I'm watching television and I'm very inert. I'm just watching television. I'm full of inertia at the moment. That's more of a physics term, isn't it? That's very good. At the very beginning, so there's this word here, isn't there? So at the very beginning, so building trust, and I always think of this as originally a French word.
Yeah,
So we say this as, in English, we say this as camaraderie.
right.
Camaraderie.
Oh,
So it's the feelings you have when you're working with your colleagues, and it's good feelings. The good feelings you have when you're working well with your colleagues.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
camaraderie. So you might have a laugh and a joke and really enjoy doing things and helping your colleagues at work. So let's see what it says in the dictionary here for camaraderie. So, and the Americans have it slightly different, but we say it as
camaraderie,
camaraderie. I said camaraderie. Did I say camaraderie? No, camaraderie.
camaraderie,
Okay, so camaraderie is a feeling of trust and friendship among a group of people who have usually known each other for a long time or gone through some kind of experience together. Yes, I suppose if you have a difficult experience, it builds you as a team, puts you together as a team, and you have this camaraderie. So I'm saying camaraderie, and they're saying camaraderie.
camaraderie,
Interesting. Did the Americans say it the way I'm saying it?
camaraderie,
We'll leave that one. So
yeah,
comradeship, fellowship, brotherhood, sisterhood, etc. That's great.
yeah. It's a word we have in Italian
Mm.
language, and yeah, unfortunately, we use that word in sort of negative
Oh.
meaning, because
Mm.
comrade were the members of fascist party during
Oh.
the
Comrades. Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, and actually I think we use this word maybe in families, when we
Mm.
want to underline the fact that parents is better, and so parents don't feel this camaraderie with children, so
Mm.
respecting the roles. And yeah, so we in my language we use in these two contexts.
Oh, right.
one negative and one more familiar or educational.
Oh, interesting. So I don't, in English, as far as I'm aware, there's no negative
Mhm.
sense in that at all. I don't think there's a single one, is there? I suppose comradeship. I tend to think that there's, in communism, you talk about having a comrade. But I don't know what that wouldn't be necessarily negative, but
Yeah,
it's not.
it is interesting. I think there are several words that in maybe one
Yeah.
language have
Mm.
negative
Mm.
meaning and maybe are more neutral in another one. So,
Mm.
for example,
Mm.
in English there is the adjective gregarious,
Yes.
and in Italian it has a completely different meaning. So, and it
That's amazing.
is important to be aware of these meanings,
And the
avoiding
differences.
mistakes. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. There are some strange things like that. My sister's in Australia. I probably can't complete the story. And she talked about a neighbor knocking on the door asking for something. And he for the Australians, it's very innocent. But for a Brit, an English person hearing that, it was had a sexual connotation to it.
Oh,
So she just
wow.
slammed the door in his face. He was basically asking for sugar or something quite innocent. But there was a sexual meaning to it from an English point of view. But he didn't realize that. That's fascinating. Yes. Um, Anything else we can talk about here about this?
I think it's an article to talk
Mm.
to think about, and particularly if
Mm.
for people who are still working and yeah.
But I suppose you're interested. You're talking about camaraderie there and being in the family. But I suppose we still need emotional intelligence with our partners and our children and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It never quite ever goes away, hopefully. But I suppose if it's with your partner, you know them so well, I imagine it's possible that it doesn't feel like emotional intelligence anymore. You're just very comfortable with them, hopefully, and it just happens naturally. You don't have to think to. It just happens naturally. You're not conscious of thinking it through, or etc. I suppose.
Yeah, yes. Sometimes we need to know all these definitions and the way these intelligences work, but in maybe in a relationship that works well, uh, they are quite automatic. So there is this constant change of roles and participation and empathy and yeah, I think it's maybe participation is quite active word to describe this process. So and yeah, the interdependence you highlighted is one of the key words in a team. So everyone is useful for the other. So
Yeah, working as a team. So important. So Paula, do you have any comments to make? Anything that you really have to say? You've heard us talking about these issues. Anything you want to add? Or any
No,
questions about
no,
anything?
no, any question.
No questions. That's good. Um, so Paula, what I was thinking, if we go back to the little bit that you read, and I think you had divisiveness, didn't you? So So if we just go to the article you read again, which is this little bit, no, this one, but the, I can't find, oh, there it is there. So I think you had this one here, didn't you? This one here. Is it okay? We're about, we've slightly overrun, so I make it 10 minutes past, and so I think we started about 10 minutes past as well. So it's been just about exactly an hour. Do you fancy just reading this passage again? But this time, if you read a word, then I read it back, and then you read it a third time. How about that? And so that way we practice all of the words in this paragraph here. So I start off, I say without, then you say it, then I say it again. Do you want to do that as a practice? So Paul, I say the first word without, then it's your go. Could you say it now, maybe?
Without.
Yeah, okay. And then effective, your go, effective.
Effective.
Yeah, okay. And the next one is communication.
Communication.
Good. And then all teams.
All teams
That's it. Will struggle.
will struggle
That's it. To build and,
to build and
yes, okay. Maintain
maintain
momentum.
momentum,
And then emotional,
emotional,
then intelligence.
intelligent, intelligence,
Yes. And then helps teams
helps teams
build clarity.
build clarity,
Okay. And then openness
openness,
and the ability
and the ability
to work with
to work with
varying,
varying
yes, ideas
ideas
from
from
individual
individual
team
team
members
members
without
without
divisiveness.
divisiveness
Your pronunciation was better than mine there. And
and
conflict.
conflict.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really, really good, actually. It's very good. Very, very good. Well done. Well done. Okay. So we could carry on talking, but what we'll do is we'll finish the recording there. So let's just finish on the photograph again. We normally finish with the photograph. And then I'll stop the recording and we can carry on chatting. Or you can go and have your tea if you want. There we go. We stopped